So you own the Stihl FS 240R string trimmer. Great machine, congratulations. I'm sure you're loving it. I'm sure you were so excited, you got home from the dealership, you fired it up, and you went right to work. That's fine. Today though, we're gonna go over some of the things you need to know to get the most out of it. More than likely, your dealer told you some of this stuff. We probably went over it with you, but glossy-eyed, dreaming about crushing the tall reed canary grass. And that's what this thing can do. But we want it to do that for a long time for you without having problems. So let's talk a little bit today about some safety and some maintenance. First of all, safety. You guys know this has power, 2.3 horsepower. You know it spins really fast. So it can seriously throw some stuff, especially with the line head or some of the fancy blades that we can put on this. So I do always recommend protecting your face, not just your eyes. I mean, eyes, yes, for sure eyes, but it does not feel good to take a rock to the cheek or to the nostril, or if you're smiling like I usually am when I'm weed eating, taking one to the tooth, ouch, doesn't feel good. So protect your face, and it's ripping, it's high RPM, it's fairly loud. I'd wear some ear protection. So whether that's with a helmet or a brush defender or something else, definitely think safety. Speaking of safety, I'll get some hate on this, that's okay. I do recommend that you always leave this guard or deflector in place. It serves not only an important safety aspect, it's also important to regulating the length of the trimmer line, and too long a trimmer line can kill your machines. We'll get to that a little bit more in depth later. Let's hop up to the top. It's a 2-cycle machine, right? So we're running a good Stihl mix, the HP Ultra, with an ethanol-free fuel, potentially hibernating with the Stihl Moto mix, or maybe you just use this machine twice a year to go reclaim your jungle, and then it sits for 6 months. Maybe you want to run Moto mix all the time. Okay, so good fuel. Let's talk about air filter and spark plug and spark arrestor. Those are 3 things that get overlooked. Air filter, right here on the side, 2 screws. Your machine came with some tools, right? It came with a T27 Torx wrench combo. So we've got I think it's a 17 millimeter and a 15 millimeter and a T27 Torx. It also more than likely came with this locking pin and maybe came with this screwdriver. A lot of times we have extras of these and I'll throw them in with it. So let's take off the air filter cover. T27, we'll spin this right off. Off comes this black cover, and underneath is a beautiful paper pleated air filter. Nice, right? You see the capacity of that? It has a large volume, can handle a lot of material, but I still need to keep it clean. I still need to keep an eye on it. So I'm gonna take it out, tap it out, tap the dirt out. Can I see good light through it? How nasty is it? If it's looking ugly, let's throw a new one in. If you're a heavy user, this potentially could be done every month, maybe every 2 weeks. I'm telling you, I got guys that run this thing 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it's a beast. All right, put this cover back on. I always run it with the air filter cover and air filter in place. I have seen that. Boy, it was running crummy, and man, when I took the air filter out, it ran way better. Yeah, that's not gonna last very long. There's a winter-summer shutter, so that little screw right there comes out and this black piece of material pops out. It allows more heat from the engine to the air intake. I've never been out weed eating, brush cutting when it's 30 degrees or less. And that's generally when this is an important thing to do. So I'd probably ignore it until you have a problem. And if that time comes, then do it. The problem is if you take it out and you forget to put it back in, you will kill your machine once it starts heating up again outside. The spark plug is located right under this black boot. And this black boot, this black cover here over the spark plug is here for 2 reasons. One is to protect the spark plug. The other is your elbow kind of sits right there, so it just keeps it comfortable for you. There's your spark plug underneath here. I'm gonna make sure the first time I take this cover off, this boot off, I wiggle it off. If I just rip it off, I'm gonna cause some problems. I see these come in ripped off the spark plug lead all the time. It's a good way for me to make some money. It's a good way for you guys to waste some money. This thing uses a nice little Bosch spark plug. What is this, the USR7AC? How often should I be replacing this thing? Once a year, twice a year? Personally, I just do it once a year. It's easy, it's fairly cheap. it's gonna avoid that problem. You probably don't need to do it every year, but it's a simple, easy maintenance thing. Same with your air filter. If you're not a heavy user, probably replace it once every year or two. And then in this tank, which this fuel tank is a large capacity, it's like 25 ounces, something real close to that, is a fuel filter floating around in the bottom. If you run a good fuel, it's probably something I don't need to worry about too much, but you still do get dirt in it. So replace that fuel filter every couple of years. You have to go fishing to get it out, or bring it into your dealership to have a annual maintenance service done on your machine. Let's take this orange screwdriver. Hiding right here is a little screw, and that is for adjusting the throttle cable. So over time, this throttle cable is gonna stretch, meaning when I pull the trigger all the way, it's not gonna accelerate fully, right? It's gonna be a little short on high-end power. So I can tighten this screw to get rid of the throttle cable stretch. Okay, that's hidden in there. Let's get down to the bottom end of this thing, the working end, the thing that's working hard, that's getting dirty. We do have a little bit of maintenance on that. And that is gonna be this little screw. Comes out, it's a 13 millimeter or a T27, and this grease right here, okay? This threads into here. I should grease it every 50 hours. If I don't, probably 400 to 500 hours and you'll have a catastrophic failure. It'll cost you $100 plus. So let's go ahead and pick up a $5 tube of grease and let's grease this every 50 hours. Maybe it's annually for a homeowner. Maybe it's every month or two for a commercial operator. What can I do with this machine? Well, it does come with the AutoCut 25-2, great line head, great head for around the lawn, but usually when I'm out in the heavy material, I actually want a heavier trimmer line, a thicker diameter trimmer line, and that is where the Stihl DuraCut 20-2 comes in. This is a great head. You guys have probably seen it. I run strips of trimmer line, okay? And I can run much larger diameter trimmer line in this. Also, because when I'm out in tall grass, I usually don't have a place to bump it, to advance it. This is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about that bump head. So to swap it out, because maybe that's an upgrade you want to make, I need to take this pin right here, stick it right there in this hole in the top of the gearbox. It might be covered with grass by now because you've used it. Rotate the head while holding this in until it locks. And then clockwise, spin the head off. Head is in hand. Make sure you don't lose this. I'll see people have that fall off or they'll put it on backwards. Got it? This side right here goes up, okay? And by doing that, it allows me to lock the gearbox again to take the head on and off. If I skip this, I'll be able to spin this head on, but I won't be able to spin this head off, and that causes serious frustration. So remember, it was clockwise to take it loose. So it's reverse thread, spin this DuraCut 20-2 head on, and good to go. Okay, remember I talked about this deflector and some of the importance it is? When I take this off, I can run the trimmer line longer. For every inch of trimmer line beyond what is normal, we add 50 degrees of heat to that engine, 50 degrees plus. Heat kills, right? Heat is bad. So there's a reason this is on here, and it's not just safety, it's also longevity of the machine. So I highly recommend that you keep that deflector in place. Hey, I'm fine. If you don't want to, perfect. I'll sell you a new machine in a few years. Just remember why you may be shorting the life of that machine. We can also run a blade head with this guy with the optional blade kit. It doesn't come with it. It's gonna set you back about 30 bucks plus a blade. So you're looking around 50, 60 bucks. You can put a blade on this and get out into blackberries or saplings or whatever, that woody material that a line head is not gonna cut. It'll have come with this nice shoulder strap, probably something that you wanna have on. It's comfortable, it's hanging off you. We talked air filter, we talked spark plug, we talked winter shutter. I didn't point out right here, there's a screen in there. Okay, this unthreads, this exhaust pipe, spark arrestor unthreads, and it's a screen. That will, over time, plug up, especially if I do a lot of half throttle stuff, or if I run without the deflector in too long a line, or if I have a really dirty air filter, or if I mix my fuel too rich, because a little bit more is always better, right? No, it's not, okay? So if this thing is lethargic, is slow, doesn't want to accelerate, it's bogging, it doesn't hit top end, first thing I'm gonna check is that spark arrestor. So that's right there. And let's real quickly fire this baby up. This guy's always on start, always ready to run. It's a momentary kill switch. I'm gonna prime it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I then have my choke switch right here. Push in, twist counterclockwise. 1, 2. It probably started on that pull. Sometimes it's 3. As soon as it starts, click the trigger. It's idle. It's good to go. There you go. Quick, brief overview of the Stihl FS 240R. You got yourself something that's awesome, that has some serious power. If you have any more questions, open up your owner's manual, check it out. I hope you get the most life out of this cool machine. Enjoy. Hey, this is Josh from Carl's Mower and Saw. Thanks for watching our videos. We're proud of the fact that we've been serving you with the best in outdoor power equipment since 1990. We're glad that you had an opportunity to sit down, watch our videos, learn something about an exciting new product that we have, something that interests you for your property, or really how to use your equipment to the best of its ability. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. We're excited to share more information with you. See you soon.